Hey, good people, it's Taylor Hill. I just did my first hour of silence, and it was like the longest hour I've ever experienced. And this is especially for Marva. You asked, what was going on in your head, bada bing, bada boom. What I did is that I first got everything out of the way. So I ate my breakfast. I did my reading and meditation. Um, And then after I did my meditation, I was pretty much ready to do the next hour of total silence. So you know I don't have the 411 on how you're supposed to do it. But this is what I did. I just sat in the tub for about 20 minutes silence. And what I kept telling my head, telling myself was silence, silence. Because there was a song running through my head that I didn't particularly want to hear. And eventually it went away. I didn't have a lot of thought running through my head. Every now and then I would think of something, and I would just say silence. And I kept repeating the word silence every other, I don't know, 3 or 4 seconds if I needed to, and that would go away. I would take a glance out my window here, and I wish I can get a good picture, and I will eventually, of these mountains that surround the city of Almaty. Back home in Seattle, we have Mount Rainier, but these mountains, they would like stunt Mount Rainier. They're just massive. And so I would look at the mountain, I would look at nature, and in my brain immediately would start, you know, clicking, talking about the snow and how beautiful the snow was, and then I would say silence. Then I would look at the trees and the leaves falling off the trees, and if I got too deep into that, again I would say silence. So it was interesting, very interesting. I was able to quiet my brain. There wasn't a whole lot of traffic in there. I mentioned before about turbulence um, in the mind, and I'm just learning to not have as much or any at all just by what I do every day. One of my mottos, my mantra that I say is, today I judge nothing that occurs. Because once you start judging stuff, you'll continue to judge stuff. And all that stuff is in your head. And so when something else comes up, you'll go back to all that other stuff uh, to give it credence to whatever you want to judge at that particular moment. So to keep all that, sorry about the hand, to keep all that madness away, I'm learning just to be quiet, every day quiet, beginning by saying today I judge nothing, you know, and that in silent prayer, everyone I run in contact with, when my mind is thinking that way, I just send them a silent prayer, like a prayer of happiness and love and joy and peace and blessings. So the whole silent thing, I'm probably going to do it again tomorrow. And I don't know how many days a week I'll do it, but I'm going to do it often because it is very helpful. It is very, very helpful. So, Marva Jones, I think that's your last name, and to everyone else that is taking a listen uh, to what I'm saying. Thank you so much for taking the time to check me out. Whew, and it's so quiet. I'm going to get into this book. Hey, I want to show you this book. It's now since I can look at stuff. I'm going to show you this book real quick before I shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. This is one of my favorite books. I don't know if it's coming through backwards or what, but it's called The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. He's become one of my favorite authors. I like Mike Dooley and James Arthur Ray and Gay Hendricks and Louise Hay um, and a few others. But this one is magnificent. So instead of me probably turning on BBC World News, which I love, and CNN World News, which I also love, I'm just going to read yet another chapter in this book. And this has been my book since I've been here. I've read this book over, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times. But I'm not going to stop reading it until it becomes, until I can feel every law, universal law, being active in my life. And then I've made the connection to everything that is, that was and is and will be. And of course, we all know that is the supreme being we call God. So again, I'm going to get into this book. I think I'm on a chapter. I just finished the Law of Giving. I think I'm on, just give me a moment. Just a minute. The Law of Karma, cause and effect. I remember the church, and this is really, I'm ending because I'm 6 minutes in. The church I used to attend for like, I don't know, 13 years, I think, New Covenant Christian Center. I remember in the latter years of the church before that, that whole unfortunate thing broke out. And I take the word back. Unfortunate. It wasn't unfortunate. It was fortunate because it birthed a lot of people to do things that they're supposed to be doing. Anyway, Tony Morris, his pastor Tony Morris at the time, was talking about cause and effect. And so I didn't, I was in a different place in my mind space, if that made sense. I was in a different time and space as it relates to my mental state of being. I wasn't crazy. I was just in a different place. And so everything that he was saying, I heard, but it wasn't clicking. It didn't totally click. That's because I have so many other stuff running through my head that if I heard something new, I would throw up a red flag. Oh no, that's not gospel. But anyway, and here it is again. I'm reading it again, and it's like a newborn baby every time I pick it up. So those who dare to challenge their thinking process and read other great material, I encourage you to read this. It's profound. All right, I am going to do some reading and get on with the rest of my Saturday. It is, what time is it? I don't know, just after 11 here in Amity on Saturday morning, and I'm going to have an amazing day. And it's a non-judgment kind of day, and it's blessing people everywhere, everyone I see. Okay, you take care. We'll talk again. Be amazing. Bye-bye.